Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Caro's podcast, where Caro will leave you scaro. Now, today we'll be diving into a case that has captured my attention for almost 2 years since I first became aware of it. Now, this is the case of Madalena Kojikari. Madalena and I attended the same middle school, Bailey Middle School in Cornelius, North Carolina, just outside of Charlotte. In this episode, we'll discover how a sweet 11-year-old girl seemingly fell through the cracks and has been missing for almost 2 years. I must warn all of you, unlike the usual cases we cover on this podcast, this case is still open and under investigation by the FBI. Therefore, we won't be able to come to any definitive conclusions, but we certainly can analyze and dissect all of the events we know about thus far and analyze them through a criminological lens. The story begins November 21st, 2022. It all started as a completely normal day. Madalena, like any other sixth grader, boarded the school bus after a normal day of classes, looking forward to going home to relax. Madalena got off the bus, saying goodbye to her friends, looking forward to seeing them the next morning. However, after that day, she vanished without a trace. 2 days later, on November 23rd, Madalena's stepfather, Christopher Palmitter, abruptly leaves town. He told police that he had to drive all the way from North Carolina to Michigan to do some errands and pick up items. He also told police that he hadn't seen his daughter Madalena for 1 week prior. This begins the suspicious behavior and conflicting reports to police that both Christopher Palmitter and Diane Kojikari, Madalena's parents, will continue to uphold in this case. As weeks pass, with Madalena still missing, Diana, Madalena's mother, decides to leave for a trip to the mountains. Investigators found that she had visited Madison County, a rural county in North Carolina. At this point, Madalena's disappearance has still not been reported to investigators, and now both of her legal guardians have gone on vacations and skipped town. On December 12th, an SRO, school resource officer, visited the home of Diana and Madalena Kojikari and Christopher Palmitter to report Madalena's truancy, and found no one home. 2 days later, on December 14th, a truancy meeting was held at Bailey Middle School, where Diana told the school counselor that she would bring Madalena in to discuss her recent truancy. However, when Diana showed up to the meeting alone, immediately Madalena was reported as missing. The school counselor and SRO officer were shocked to learn that Diana reportedly last saw Madalena on November 22nd. And again, the day now is December 14th. It has been 3 weeks. It's at this time that Diana then changed her story and came clean about seeing Madalena on November 23rd at 10 p.m. This change in her story led to a full-scale investigation, which uncovered several alarming details. A search of the family home found disturbing findings, including a blocked-off section of the kitchen with plywood and missing personal belongings of Madalena's, including a backpack and missing clothes. Now, after this evidence was recorded, the FBI became involved, which led to the arrest of both Madalena's parents, Christopher Palmitter and Diana Kojikari. Now, despite significant developments and numerous sightings reported to authorities, Madalena's whereabouts still remain unknown, which has left investigators and an entire community grasping for answers. Thank you for coming on our podcast today. Would you mind introducing yourself to our viewers?
My name is DJ. I'm an accounting major at UNCW. I'm from Cornelius, and I'm in my senior year.
Well, thank you for joining us, but I want to talk about something you just said. You're from Cornelius, North Carolina.
Yes.
Now, have you heard about any big cases that have happened there in the past few years?
The Madalena girl that has disappeared.
You've heard about the case of Madalena Kojikari?
Yes.
Could you talk to us more about the impact that it's had on the community of Cornelius?
There's flyers and posters everywhere. Fast food restaurants have things inside. It's on the menus. Pretty much you can't go anywhere without seeing some reminder or a poster of the person that is missing.
Wow, so everywhere you go in Cornelius, there's posters of Madalena ever. You said even on menus, like in restaurants and like plastered on fast food buildings?
Yeah.
Has the community done anything else? Has there been any like candlelight vigils or anything like that for her?
Yeah, I believe they had one for her birthday last year.
No, they had one for her birthday. That's sweet. Did you go?
I did.
You attended. How was it? Was it nice?
It was respectful, yes.
It was respectful. I'm glad to hear that. Is there anything else that you've seen around the community for Madalena? Any protests or parades or anything of that nature?
I think there were protests. Honestly, I'm not really sure. I haven't seen much else other than the posters.
Okay, well, thank you for coming on the show today to talk to us. I'm really glad that you came and joined us, and thank you. This case of Madalena Kojikari's disappearance contains a multifaceted narrative that intersects with several criminological theories. I've chosen a few to talk about today that I believe fit this case the best, and also offer valuable insights into this case. A case such as this is best explained with a micro level of analysis. A micro level of analysis, which is the smallest level of analysis and focuses on the subjective perceptions and motivations of just a few individuals. Using a micro level of analysis will allow us to understand the specific motivations of the individuals in this case. This case is also best explained with psychoanalytic theory, which looks deep into the mind of the individual. Psychoanalytic theory is crucial in this case, as it allows us to delve into the depths of the human psyche, especially considering that traditional investigative methods employed by both the FBI and local law enforcement have been unable to find answers for almost 2 years now. Firstly, Cohen and Felson's routine activities theory provides insights into the lack of guardianship and protective measures that potentially facilitated Madalena's disappearance. Routine activities theory is a crime opportunity and victimization theory that basically states and operates under the assumption that crime may be committed by anyone with opportunity. The three main categories of variables identified in this theory are motivated offenders, suitable targets of criminal victimization, and the absence of capable guardians. The failure of Madalena's parents to fulfill their roles as capable guardians is palpable and highlights the relevance of Cohen and Felson's concept in preventing criminal behavior in this case. To Cohen and Felson, capable parents prevent crime. But in this case, we see how incapable parents can actually aid and abet in crime. Moreover, the rational choice theory offers us a framework to understand the decision-making processes of the individuals involved in this case. Specifically, why both Diane Kojikari and Christopher Palmitter chose to conceal information from both local law enforcement and the FBI. The rational choice theory explains how individuals choose to commit crime after weighing the pros and cons of committing the said crime. In this case, we can use this theory to understand why both Diane Kojikari and Christopher Palmitter initially lied to police and changed their stories multiple times. Furthermore, the biosocial feminist theory sheds light on the gendered aspects of this crime, especially in Christopher Palmitter's actions. The biosocial feminist theory explains that behavior results from the interaction of the biological makeup of the human organism organism with the physical and social environment. In general, this theory leads us to understand that men are more likely to be susceptible to antisocial behavior. Evidence for this exists in the numerous studies that have been performed that show women are more universally sympathetic and empathetic than men. To biosocial criminologists, empathy for others and the fear of being prosecuted are the two leading factors that prevent crime. However, neither were present in this case from Christopher Palmitter, who failed to report his 11-year-old daughter was missing for almost 3 weeks until the school had to. The complexities in this case underscore the importance of using various criminological theories to gain an overall and comprehensive understanding. As we continue to follow all new developments in the case of Madalena Kojikari, let us all remain vigilant in our pursuit of justice and understanding. Thank you for joining me, and as always, see y'all next time. Stay safe and keep questioning.